Hi, Dad. Happy Father's Day. I'm not sure if you remember, but in 1996, I gave you a Christmas present. But it was actually kind of a gift from me. It was a book called A Father's Legacy. And one of the questions that was posed for you in there, I just wanted to share. It says, share with me your father's attitude towards life and how that affected you. You replied, Dad basically had an optimistic view of people and of life. I believe that I'm pretty much like that. Dad was a learner and knew a little about a lot of things. Part of my love of learning came from him. Dad was generous and he was kind to others. I recall him giving money to poor people in our neighborhood, to our poor preachers. These memories profoundly impacted my life. Well, Dad, kind of like your dad, you profoundly impacted my life. So I want to pose the question to myself. Share what my perspective is of your attitude and how that's impacted my life. Well, Dad, first of all, from you, I would say that I've learned that hard work and persistence are important. I continue to see this week after week with you in your preparation for Sunday's sermons. Second, I've learned that loving people is truly a gift in our lives. I learned this from you from our many visits at hospitals, Dad. I'm sure you remember from when people were born to even people with terminal illnesses. And I think that we both learned through that experience, and I definitely learned, and it's impacted my life, that people's most joyful times in life and their times of sorrows yield the greatest opportunities for sharing that love. Dad, I would say the third lesson that I learned from you that's profoundly impacted my life is that generosity and kindness is important. You showed me this many times whenever the poor or homeless people would knock on our door and they would need money or maybe a ride somewhere, and my dad was always the first one to help them out. But I think what was especially important about these times was after these individuals would leave and be on their way, we would weep together and we would pray for them. And that brings me to the final impact that my dad had on my life, and that was the power of prayer and how prayer is important. There was never a trip that we left on for Texas. There wasn't an important event that ever commenced, be it a dance recital or, later in life with me, a marathon or childbirth, or even a test at school, or perhaps a hard family situation that we've been through, that prayer was not present. If Dad was there, prayer was always present, and that profoundly impacted my life. Thank you, Dad, for your heritage and for impacting my life.